What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to Park 2 Primera. Today's a big one. We have an El Clasico episode. I can't really call it an El Clasico episode, can I? We're playing Barcelona and Real Madrid. We're probably going to get killed. But when you get promoted to La Liga, these are the games you look forward to. You know, taking on Real Madrid at home and then heading over to Barcelona away. Now, of course, last episode, lots of stuff happened. If you're sat thinking, Jack, what the dickings happened to the financial summary here in this graph? Is this a bug? Go watch yesterday's video. Today, we have a lot to get through. We've got two games. So let's talk about what's happened since we were last here, shall we? Things have gone really well, surprisingly so, and it kicked off with this win against Celta Vigo. Avramides getting his first ever goal for the club. I feel like at 18 years old, coming in for a significant sum of money, really. Bit of pressure on him to get off the mark. He did so. Then Willem Gabels did just the same. Made it 2-0, 15 minutes left. Celta Vigo chased, and we tripled our lead not long later. Ferry threading through Mexico, who slotted it into the bottom corner to get himself off the mark for the year. All in all, though, really good performance. Commanding, controlling performance as well. 60% of the ball. More of this, please. And while the very next game was equally as impressive, away from home against Valencia, we managed to muster up a 1-1 draw. Onana getting his first ever goal for the club. I need to not say what's his name every time. I can't do the same Rihanna joke constantly. What we need to acknowledge here is he got off the mark. He's bloody good. And a draw against Valencia is not too bad, and we followed it up with a win against Real Betis. And who scored, you might ask? Well, it was Pablo in the 90th minute. Yes, he's back from his injury. Yes, we've sold him for 40 million, but can he still do it for us? Can he do it in La Liga? The answer is absolutely. In this game, you can see Marca threading it through. Pablo tucked it in at the near post, and with that, 2 wins and a draw since you were last here. Considering that our first 10 games of the season features us playing 7 of the teams predicted to finish in the top 10. Difficult start, but we're doing well thus far. Now, of course, that will all probably come to a screeching halt today as we lose some momentum. But before we get into that, let's acknowledge the fact Jordan Ferry come into the team. Of course, Blanco brought in and thought, yes, he might leapfrog Ferry in the pecking order, but then he got injured. Ferry, 31 years old, can you teach an old dog new tricks? Well, so far this dog has learnt to assist, considering that in the previous 3 seasons he had 4 assists to his name. I don't know if it's necessarily a new trick, but it's a trick he's doing very consistently right now. It'll be very difficult for Blanco to break back into the team. And, well, on the goal-scoring front, you can see here we have 5 goal scorers, but they've all only scored 1 goal. And that's not necessarily a cause for concern, because it's almost better if we're not overly relying on one player. But I'm certainly hoping that the likes of Mexico are going to get going. For today's game, Avramides is going to get dropped out the starting 11 because, frankly, he's been awful. I mean, he scored in one game and did well. In the other games, he's been a bit of a non-factor. Maybe bringing him off the bench could be an option. And elsewhere, you'll notice here, Hardy is going to start today because Bicho, he's been a little Bicho. He's not done anything, to be honest. The wide players for us have been pretty ineffective, which might seem a little bit bizarre because if we just look here at the team stats and average possession, we are dominating the games that we play. We're having an awful lot of the ball, but ultimately a lot of that is coming through the advanced playmaker in our system. The weird thing here being, Torres played once at advanced playmaker, Gibbs White's played once at advanced playmaker, and Pooch has also played at advanced playmaker. It's a position where we have a load of creative talent. We'll take things as they go. There might be a world in which we start playing with kind of centre attacking mids and just ditch the wide players completely the way we're going. But we're not going to make panic changes just yet. The wide players have been disappointing, but on the whole, in terms of average ratings, a sea of green across the board is what we want to see. And perhaps most importantly of all, when we look at the league table, we're currently in 7th, in a great position. Today's opposition are a bit difficult, though. And while that first opposition we have is Real Madrid, managed still by Zidane in this save game, they have Martin Odegaard as their key player. He has developed remarkably well in this save game. He is absolutely phenomenal. In fact, I don't recall seeing him be this good in Football Manager. He is their star man down the middle. Last year, as you can see here, they finished 2nd. Make no mistake, they've got a good team. Front line of Lukaku, Hazard, and then Adeyemi playing for them. And doesn't always develop in Football Manager save games. In this one, he's very good. Yeah, I was going to say he's quite good. No, he is scarily good. We're going to have to shut him down today. And so when it comes to the team selection for today's game, here is how we're going to line up. Bicho hauled from the team. Same with Avramidez in their places. We've got Gabels playing out on the right-hand side. We're going to try Hardy on the left wing. The left wing position was an area where I did consider signing someone before the deadline, but there wasn't an ideal target who I thought was a significant improvement on Bicho. Obviously, we talked about this last episode, but we had so much of our transfer dealings done when Torre left. I didn't really have the space in the squad to bring in too many players. Ultimately, we've got a massive transfer budget. Come January, I'll have a better idea of where I want to improve, maybe what players I want to move on. For now, though, we're going to try and make things work with what we've got. As a result, Hardy's out wide. You'll notice here, Onana, what's his name? He's in defensive mid. The reason for that is that Fernandez is unfortunately injured for the next, I think, little while. 6 to 8 weeks, I think he got injured for. He's now out for 3 weeks with his sports hernia, so not a short-term injury. So it does mean that Ferry and Onana are going to go into the centre mid position, because Blanco, still not fully fit, sadly for us. He may be fit for the next game. Bit of a shame he can't play against his former club in Real Madrid. That also means with Onana going into the midfield, Basilla is going to start for us at centre-back. 2 games played so far, a 6.95 average rating. He's not been awful. He's not been great. We'll keep an eye on him today. Anyway, no more messing around. We're going to go into this game. We're taking on Real Madrid. Today's episode is a bit of a free hit, but when Real Madrid and Barcelona are back-to-back, you can't not play against them. You can see they've got a fairly familiar team. Of course, this is only season number 4, so the teams, they're not that dissimilar to real life. What does look a little bit bizarre, I guess, when you look at the league table is we are currently ahead of Real Madrid. So maybe they're there for the taking at home. Probably not. Let's not set expectations too high today. Early corner. I mean, this is not what I want to see. First minute, ball back post. Lukaku just heads over. I hope that is not a sign of things to come. 20 minutes gone. Yes, they're having all the ball. Yes, they've had a few shots. There's not been any more highlights until now. I was about to say I'm really happy. I don't know if I can be happy now because they're going forward. It's Adeyemi, the man who I said, it doesn't always develop. He's looked pretty good for them this year, and while he tries to get it into the middle, it's cleared away though. Marsa to Hardy. Lots of players on bookings does scare me just a smidge. Gonna have to be a disciplined performance as, well, Ferry, Hardy, Marsa, all walking a tightrope early, and while Lukaku is a dangerous man, isn't he, to have spearhead in their attacks. There he is on the ball. Can it be saved by Machedo? No. It's gonna be smashed through him. A ruthless finish by Lukaku. And to be completely honest, never really thought he was going to miss that one. We can't afford to let them have one-on-ones. It's only their second chance of the game. They are dominating the ball a little more than I would like. So one thing I did set up when we started this season was a plan B. A plan for in games where I felt like I wasn't really happy with how it was going. Not wanting to be overreactionary, but, so far we've not been at the races. We're not having enough of the ball. So we're going to switch to a slightly different shape. A lot of the instructions remain the same. In terms of personnel, Hardy and Gabels are going to switch over sides, so they're cutting in on their stronger foots. Pablo Torre is going to drop in to centre mid as an advanced playmaker, and then Onana just shifts into the centre, just to hopefully shield the defence a tiny bit more and look to capitalise on some space ahead of us on the break. I mean, at half-time, they've had 2 highlights. Yes, it's 1-0 to them. Yes, we've only had 1 shot, but in a slightly bizarre way, I'm a little bit happy with that. I mean, we're not getting killed, which I think as a newly promoted La Liga team, like, these are not the games that are going to decide, do we stay up or do we go down? They are games that in the grand scheme of things we can approach with low expectations. If we can, FM them, if we can do something against the odds, fantastic. Obviously, it's an absolute, dream scenario if we can make that happen. At least right now, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. We're 25 minutes into the half. Nothing more's happened. It's time to make some changes. And, well, Hardy, you're coming off that Avramidez. I'm going to bring in Gibbs White to play as an inverted winger out on the left-hand side. Ferry's on a booking. Do I want to make all subs right now? No, I don't. I'm not risking going down a man by subbing off, doing all 3 subs and then not having the ability to sub off a player. Just noticed in the Atletico game, it's all kicking off. They've got to, corner, Jack. Don't worry about Atletico Madrid, Jack. We're not battling with them. But they have got a sending off, and there has been 2 injuries in their games. So their managers run out of stuff to do. I want to keep our options open here as we are on the attack. Avramidis in behind. Can he score it? He's hit the woodwork. It hits the keeper on the back and Grimaldo gets it away. And to be honest, that might have been the chance. Right, time to not play it out the back anymore. Time to be more direct. Get it further up the field quicker. Over the defence. And just try and make something. We've got 5 minutes. We might as well just one last shout of to Man Moore as well. 4 minutes left. Throw in for them. I mean, on the whole, I can't be disappointed with this performance, to be honest. It's not been terrible. We've held them to 1-0 as things stand with not long left of the game. And whilst, obviously, we're rolling the dice now with going more attacking, we are going to leave ourselves more exposed at the back. Based on what I've seen over 80 minutes and the first, 5 games this season, we're going to be absolutely fine this year. What might not be fine is the fact that the referee is checking for a penalty. I mean, I'm getting deja vu. This is just like the last match, last episode. I love VAR. I love VAR. He says no penalty. We've got another highlight. Could we hit them on the break? Could we maybe get an equaliser from absolutely nothing? Avramidis, fresh off the bench, should be quick. He's forgotten how to run, bless him, but he's going to get it to Gerardo, who is not a slow individual. Mexica's kind of on the shoulders, just looking for any ball that Pablo can muster. And for £40 million, that pass was not good enough. We leave ourselves exposed. Lukaku's bringing it forward. Machedo gets there. Right, over the top of the defence. You know the instruction, Machedo. Have it. He lumps it forward. Mexica skips past his man, hits it from range. And if that's the highlight, I'm upset. Because it is the highlight. I mean, just wanted to give me hope. Football Manager just wanted to mess with me there. It's going to finish 1-0. Apparently, Brescia was our best performer on a 6.7, which is frankly awful. But that was not terrible. I mean, give a rating for that match out of 10. Racing 0, Real Madrid 1. What do we think of that? I'm going to go with an 8. Is an 8 generous? Maybe it's generous. A youthful Racing come unstuck. Yeah, I mean, look, we've got a young team. We're a team for the future. If we stay up this year, I'll be happy. We've got Barcelona in 4 days. I thought there was more time between the matches than that. It's a midweek affair. It's days away. Let's get forward to it. We're going to the Camp Nou. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Before we get into the second game, just a little bit of stuff that happened that I haven't yet talked about. In terms of transfers, we made a signing. You might now realise why I didn't talk about him right away. We've got Umberto Saurico, who is a goalkeeper. I could register him because he signed as a free transfer, and the reason I signed him is because Subasic got injured for a while. Yeah, I didn't have a second choice goalkeeper that wasn't like just a youth player. So because free agents that are signed can be registered for free, Saurico was the goalkeeper that we ended up going with. Now, on the outs, we have made a couple of dealings. Resende's gone out on loan to play down in the league below us. He's actually done quite well. In fact, he's playing 2 leagues below us. He's doing very well, though. 4 goals in 7. I mean, at 20 years old, I still harbour hopes that he can develop into a regular player. The other player who left us is actually Jerry. Yeah, Jerry, the guy we were trying to sign in the transfer special, or rather, trying to sell in the transfer special. I suppose we did try and sign him, I think, in the transfer special before that. I digress. He's gone to Levante for 2 million, which, for a player we brought in for free, I don't think it's too bad. He might develop. I might feel like we've missed out. I don't really need the 2 million, but he's not a £2 million player, so I just took the money. And of course, last episode, I left you with a dilemma. You've been sat thinking he's forgotten. I didn't forget. I just thought we'd plonk it in the middle. Fabian Velez, 550k, 17 years old, joins us in January. Let me introduce you to the future of Racing centre-backs. Drink it in. Enjoy it. I think he's really good. Yeah, £500,000 paid. 19 determination stands out. Great jumping reach. His physicals are very, very good on the whole. And yeah, 17 years old. He's probably our best centre-back, which is a bizarre sentence to say. I say that, actually. Compared to Onana, he's not so good. But let's compare him to Rojas, just for a bit of a comparison. In blue, we have Velez. He's intelligent. He can jump. He's technically very gifted, maybe needs to improve a tad defensively. But yeah, he's the future of Colombian defence, and he's certainly the future of our defence, and I'm quite excited about it. Now, one other thing just worth mentioning before we get into the game against Barcelona is the youth facilities, training facilities, and youth recruitment are all going to be upgraded. I, in fact, requested it between games. I realised, hang on a minute, we've got £45 million in the bank. Only half of that is a transfer budget. We can try and spend the rest of it. And, well, after a bit of haggling with the board, you can see here that they granted the requests. Youth recruitment's been improved. Youth facilities, upon appeal, was approved. I can't believe they didn't grant that right away. And the day before that, the transfer facilities were also improved. The total outlay, £3 million. Doesn't really put much of a dent in the Pablo Torre money, does it now? Now, I have got to hold up my hands and admit, minor oversight on my behalf. Forgot the players I've loaned from Barcelona can't play against Barcelona. So as a result, Marca, Comas, who of course is kind of a backup centre-back option, and Puig, they're not in. As a result, welcome back in Tony Herrero. Yeah, always believed in you, Tony. Of course, he was okay at left-back last year. It's his debut in La Liga, at least for us. We'll see how he does there. The rest of the team looks fairly familiar. Machedo in goal, Rojas and Basia at the back. Onana stays in. You'll notice Pablo Torre alongside Ferry, Bicho, Avramides and Mejica up top. And I am going to start the 4-3-3 today, which I have just tweaked a couple more instructions on, just to make it a little bit more counter-attacking as a system. Obviously, when we go into a game like this one against Barcelona, the expectations aren't too high. I want us to look competitive, though. Now, if you are an eagle-eyed viewer, you might have noticed the Trequartistas back. We've got to believe in it. Also, they've still got Messi playing for them. He's 36 years old. He's going to be running at Tony Herrero today. Tony, are you quicker than him? Good news, everyone. He might not have Messi beaten in many areas. Tony Herrero is quicker than him. So I've got confidence we're going to be absolutely fine today. You can see they've got Wijnaldum in their team. They've got Soyuncu, Skriniar as well at the back. It's quite a strong team. And then here's our team. How many of these names did you recognise outside of this save game? Probably not as many as the Barcelona squad. They're currently in third. Celta Vigo, who are top. Did we beat Celta Vigo 3-0? How are they top? I don't have a Scooby-Doo. Answers on a postcard. Please let me know. And well, let's get into this. I just want us to try and be defensive and try and just look quite good. I mean, 10 minutes gone. They've not had a highlight. That's a win in my book. We've got a free kick here. Pablo whips it into stake and collects. I mean, of all the teams to hit you on the counter-attack from your own set piece, Barcelona would be a bit of a gut. I mean, they've just lumped it to Martial. I mean, Tiki-Taka's dead, isn't it? Let's be honest. Tiki-Taka is dead. Machedo, good stop, though. 21st minute, still 0-0. Look, so far, so good. Pablo. Just because you've gone to Bayern Munich doesn't mean you have to stop playing. Oh, Martial hits the woodwork. He's going to get the... How lucky is that rebound? Am I allowed to be annoyed about that? I feel bad for Machedo because I think he did okay. Oh, it all came from a Pablo giveaway, though. It was absolutely shocking. Barella, Messi, Barella. Great through ball to Martial. I mean, it could have gone anywhere off the post. Of course, it went straight back to Martial. 1-0 Barca. I decided that the mentality of positive might be a bit optimistic. We're going to go to cautious. I feel like with mentality in Football Manager, I view it as a lot more of a risk meter. How willing are you to allow players to get up the pitch? If you're on attacking, players will overcommit forward. Whereas on cautious, there's a bit of reservation. And well, we've switched to cautious. There's been no highlights since their goal. It's only 1-0. And I sound like a broken record. That's okay. It's fine. I'm fine. Messi, free kick. Whipped in. I mean, I was fine. I was. It was good first half, wasn't it? I mean, let's not do a Ukraine here. That's all I request. Don't do a Ukraine. Let's not give up on set pieces. Messi's delivery is perfect. I think Machedo tries to come and collect it, but he's never going to get near it as the goalkeeper. And we have only had one shot. I mean, if we could get a second, I'd consider that a little win today. Right, I don't mean to throw anyone under the bus, but hold the phone. Pablo Torre on a yellow card. 5.9. Get off the pitch. Morgan Gibbs-White on you come. Mejica's been poor. Let's bring in Gabels. And out on the wing, Hardy. Hardy's coming on the wing. I don't really have another option for the wing. Hardy's the man. I believe we got a set pick. Don't do a Ukraine. Don't. That's good, Basia. Still with Messi, though. He is capable of putting a ball into the box, as is Barella. Two players who both already have assists. Anyone but them. Don't let them have the time on the ball. Also, the referee is in camouflage here. That grey kit should not be allowed when we're in white. That miss by Batty was awful as well. I'm too busy slating the referee's attire. I should be paying attention to the game. Another set piece. Coutinho over it. Sergio Roberto's under it. It's offside. Linesman, you're good. Always rated the linesman. It's 2-0. I mean, 2-0. I don't want to lose. Positive. I want a goal against them. 2-0s are boring. I'd rather lose 3-0 and have tried to do something. Front foot. Let's get on it. 9 minutes left. Draw me the lines. Miles off. Yes, make those changes. The goal wasn't given. Oh, God. Coutinho whipping in the ball now. Anana, what's his name? He's got it away. Coutinho back with it. Martial. I mean, that's very simple. It's not finished 2-0 at least. They say variety is the spice of life. I feel like losing by 2-0 is a bit boring. Why not lose 3-0 trying to make something happen? So simple. I think Martial is behind the ball, so he's considered onside there, but not the best defending. But like I said with the Real Madrid game, this is not a game that is going to decide if we stay up or not. It is perhaps a little bit of a reality check, though, today, isn't it? 2 games where we're playing the big boys, we're playing the top dogs. We don't expect to get anything against them. We've wound up with nothing. And suddenly, from being 7th or 8th place, we're now 3 points above the drop, and it just doesn't look so convincing. I suppose the silver lining here, and the thing to remind ourselves is, we weren't expected to win either of these games. We came to do this episode hoping for an upset. We might not have got it. But I was going to say, at least we've had fun. We didn't even have a goal to cheer about. We were awful. Either way, folks, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as always. If you did, smash a like on there. Let me know what you made of the Real Madrid game. You feel free as well to give her a rating out of 10 for the Barcelona game if you've got an opinion on that one. All in all, tiny bit disappointing, but we'll move again tomorrow. Before we go, just a shout out to Righty, who designed some new kits for us upon our promotion. I appreciate it as always, mate. And of course, next time out, we're going to come back sometime in November for a game, I think. Maybe Sevilla. Sevilla at home? That could be a Sevilla disappointing performance or episode result. I just shouldn't do puns, should I? I felt like I've let myself down there. This episode had been so good, I've ruined it with a severely bad pun. You've tried to do it twice, just leave, end the episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'm sorry.